Like this again, Raider Nation. Yes, we are. Have a quick little live for y'all today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mm. Good morning, Nation. Good morning. Sorry about that. Sorry about the last one. I don't know what happened, but good morning, Bial. What's up? Uh, it's early in the morning. I just got to work. So, yeah, come on in. Come on in. We're going to talk about a few things. Anything y'all want to ask me, that is absolutely fine. So if y'all want to ask me anything, please let me know. I know y'all don't like the Scott Turner OC, North Turner coming in as advisor. So I would love to hear, what y'all actually have to say. Because I know Scott Turner, I think he's officially the new OC as of right now. So he's the new OC for the Las Vegas Raiders, and his father is coming in as an assistant advisor. I don't know who the new offensive line coach is. I don't know who the new quarterbacks coach is. I have no clue at this point. So just come on in, get on the live, and let's talk. No expectations, but I'll tune in to next week's game. Yeah, no expectations at all. I have no expectations even. I'm right with you on that. I have no expectations. I have hopefully we still keep losing. That's just me. I just hope that we still keep losing so we can get into our top 5 pick. But you know, it's a quick live Q&A because I be at work, and by the time I get home and be wanting to do these lives, I just be too tired. I was supposed to go live yesterday, but on my other channel, but I didn't though. So for me, all with the hopefully, yeah, it's a lot going on in our country right now. I don't want to talk about. It is what it is, and we just got to move forward with it. There's only one nation, and that is Raider Nation. We've been on the same page for a while. Yeah, yeah. It's just me personally. I just feel like when it comes to the Raider Nation as of right now, everybody just want us to get a quarterback, right? Everybody wants us to get a quarterback, but it's more to just getting a quarterback. Like, I don't mind us tanking for a quarterback. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not. Listen, there's only one nation, and that's the Raider Nation, and that's all I'm focused on. That's all I'm focused on is one nation, and that's the Raider Nation. Good morning. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm actually focusing on. I don't care about nothing else right now because we talking football. So at the end of the day, that's my main focus. But what's going on? What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. But people have to fail to realize that it's more than just a quarterback that you have to go get. Um, Even though, yes, do we want the Raiders to tank to get a top 3 pick or a top 4 pick? Yeah. I mean, we're not in playoff contention. We're not playing for anything. So, I mean, we might as well just do that. So, personally, I mean, it's more than just a quarterback. It's more than just wide receivers and running backs. It really starts up front. That's where it really starts at. It really starts, up front. And, if you don't have an offensive line, then, nothing else actually works in this situation. I don't know why my head feels sore right here. I don't know why. That shit hurt. I don't know. But overall, like, you got to have a good offensive line. You have to have continuity on this offensive line. You need consistency at this offensive line because quarterbacks is made. Hi, this is my first time here. What's going on, Malachi? What's going on? Um, it will help our organization if we look if we let them get through their contract years. That's true too. That's true too. Like we just can't keep, doing the turnover ratio. The turnover ratio issue right now that we're having is, we're firing coaches too fast. We're firing coaches too fast. Like if you look at every other team in the league, outside of a few teams, which I can't name off the bat right now, we fired coaches left and right. And that's just at the head coach position, not just the whole staff, but the head coach position itself. Like I understand people want AP's head out right now, and because he's making these type of decisions, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie head coach, and this is what you're supposed to expect from a rookie head coach. The roster is not that great. We don't have a great roster overall. We don't have a great roster, so I think this is a learning curve for him. This is a learning curve for AP. And people fail to understand it's a learning curve for AP. It's unattractive by any contractor. What's unattractive? What's considered unattractive? That's what I want to know. What is considered unattractive? I mean, us as an organization is unattractive, but we need a if we're going to keep AP, he has to change the culture and he has to watch what he says because a players can turn on a coach so quickly after they wanted him in the building, but at the same time, this is the guy that you wanted. Not like Scott, not like Scott Turner. Scott Turner was already on the coaching staff. We're going to get to him soon. Is employee employer commitment? Yeah, but like you can't have commitment where your owner is just firing coaches left and right. There's no consistency at the head coach position. There's no consistency. There's no consistency in general with the team. It's just not. From top to bottom, when it comes to Mark Davis, when it comes to the president, when it comes to the staff, when it comes to anybody in that organization, it's inconsistency. It's from top to bottom. What are we talking about? We're talking about a few things. We just talked about a live Q&A about the Las Vegas Raiders and what's the state of the nation here. So the state of the Raider Nation, not the political nation, but the Raider Nation. That's all I'm focused on right now. But the inconsistency of the organization for the Las Vegas Raiders is from top to bottom, and it starts with the owner. It starts from Mark Davis. Mark Davis don't want us to win. He don't want us to win right now. So technically, we're tanking for a quarterback, thinking our quarterback is our Lord and Savior of this franchise, and it really starts internally. It don't start externally. It starts internally. Why do you think owners was able to improve every year? Like you see what the Philadelphia Eagles have done in the draft. You see what they've done in free agency to bring players over. You see the trades that was done. You see that, you see D'Amico Ryans in his first year go to the playoffs because he knew him and the GM had a understanding. They had an understanding of what they wanted this team to look like. They wanted to see what type of identity that the Houston Texans like. And so right now, the Raiders don't have an identity from the owner to the GM to the coach. We just don't. We just don't. 10 years ago, it was supposed to take 10 years to build a winner. Now it's expected in a year. Listen, on an average, an NFL team supposed to have a turnaround after at least the third or fourth year. At least the third or fourth year. We can't keep switching coaches. AP did want Kingsbury, and he couldn't get a QB in the draft. Like, yeah, you have to understand, like, AP was put in a situation where this roster was not good top to bottom, and we really didn't have the money. Now that we have the money, $100 million in cap space, but the question is, when it comes to AP in in the Las Vegas Raiders organization, we have all this money, we have all this draft capital. What are we going to do with it? Because the last couple of years, the Raiders has been raidering. That's exactly what's been happening. The Raiders have been raidering. So basically, that's just what's been happening.
Oh,
overall.
that's what I
So,
heard. She said that the other week.
Yep.
You know? 4th of July?
yeah,
Well, it looks like, don't it?
it does look like 4th of July. But it is very
We
interesting.
got
This is baked goods from
The big goods
stuff
yesterday
they
from the
didn't,
election.
sell yesterday.
so I gotta pay $1 for this thing?
No, you don't have to. That's the stuff they didn't sell yesterday.
I don't know that they sold a lot. Dude, I came in. I was
Who
here.
was selling stuff?
I was here.
It was
I
like
came
a-
in at 5:07
It was like a
yesterday.
bakery that was outside, and it was like playing music in the parking lot too.
I think everywhere was playing music and everything. You came in at what?
I came in at 5:07.
But overall, like, yeah, so it's very interesting to see. You know, I'm at work, so there's people here.
That's so
But
weird.
this is where we're at. Good morning.
Good, how are you?
Hey.
But you know, this is where we at the end of the day when it comes to, you know, the Raider Nation. So, any questions y'all have for me going into the Raider Nation? Any questions y'all have for me? Because we all know that we don't like Scott Turner. What's going on, Dominic 5? I'm sorry, I missed your comment, bro. But I know people is not a fan of Scott Turner. I know people are not a fan of North Turner coming in and being an office assistant advisor. But you know, this is where we're at with the Raider Nation at this point. This is where we're at. You know, so this is what we have to deal with until the season's over, and it's going to be a lot of speculation in the off season on what's going to happen with this football team. It's going to be a lot of expectations. Not expectations. It's going to be a lot of speculation. It's going to be a lot of assuming. It's going to be a lot of rumors. And you know, the Raiders didn't do nothing in the trade deadline, but that shows that we're actually tanking. That's what it shows. It shows the Raiders that we're actually tanking, and you know, they're gonna try to go to Miami. They're gonna try to go to Miami this weekend. I mean, not this weekend, but next weekend. And let's see if the Raiders try to win or not. That's all we can really say. We can't really say nothing right now as fans. We can't really do much as fans. All we could do is speculate and put out the news that's being put out. And they named Scott Turner the offensive coordinator. North Turner is going to come in and be the offensive assistant advisor. Then let's see what happens there. Let's see what happens there. Out of the fired coaches last week, who are you picking? Dennis Allen? I'm not picking Dennis Allen to come back here. No. I do not want Dennis Allen to come back here. Listen, I'd rather keep AP than bring Dennis Allen back to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's just my personal opinion. I don't want Dennis Allen back. It just doesn't make any sense for Dennis Allen to be the Raiders head coach. I don't want to go back with that. So I'd rather keep AP and have, you know, it's going to be growing pains. And that's the one thing I think the Raiders fans fail to forget. The growing pain it's going to take growing pains for us to actually get back on track. And switching coaches right now is just not the biggest. It's just not the right thing to do. I think he needs to evaluate the coaching staff around him to make him successful as a head coach. You need a better assistant coaches on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. The Raiders need to stop living in the past. They do. They need to stop living in the past. And AP is not one of those ones that to live in the past, but at the same time, as Raiders fans, did we really give AP a fair shot with this roster? Let's just be realistic. From top to bottom, when this offseason started and he went into the draft, did we really give AP a real solid chance with this roster? And I don't think we did. I don't think us as Raiders fans did. You know, we knew that the offensive line was going to be a question coming into this season. What's the point of hiring Turner if AP is going to call the offense? AP can't call the offense. AP is not going to call the offense. That's the thing, Anthony. AP is not going to call the offense. AP is more of a defensive guy. So they did hire, they did hire Scott Turner, that was already with the Raiders organization. They had him as the OC, and North Turner's coming in as an assistant to help. He's an advisor. I don't see AP calling the plays. AP, I just don't see AP calling the plays. I don't see that. So for me, I just feel like we didn't give AP a fair chance with this roster. I just don't think we did. So don't call plays on either side of the ball. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I think he has an input on the defensive side of the ball to help Patrick Graham. I think he has an input, but I don't think he calls plays at all. Because if you see it, like, I don't see him with a play sheet on the sideline or none of that. And I think that's something that he needs to look. He needs to look at even if he has a play sheet. I don't think Patrick Graham can call an offensive scheme. He's a defensive-minded guy. But I feel like if I'm Antonio Pierce as a head coach, you have the last say-so in what plays should be called when it comes, even if you're on the defensive side of the ball. So if I'm AP and I at least have the script sheet that Patrick Graham has, and be like, oh, and write down, this doesn't work on our defense. This doesn't work on our defense. And then if we lose, you go back and reevaluate it. That's what head coaches does. Like, especially if you're a defensive-minded coach like AP, because I don't think AP is an offensive-minded coach. I just don't think that. I just don't think AP is an offensive-minded coach. So for me, if I'm the head coach of the law, if I'm in AP's shoes, this is what I would have done. I would talk to Patrick Graham. I would get the defensive scheme sheet that he uses during the game, and and whatever scheme that we use, I'll check off to see if it was working successfully. I'll exit out if it wasn't working. That's what I would do if I was AP, if I was the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. But me being an offensive-minded coach, and I was a head coach, I still wouldn't call plays. But will I advise my offensive play caller, like, listen, check this off. This doesn't work. Check that off. That does work. We have to figure out what works and what doesn't work for this football team. That's what we have to figure out. And I think we have not figured it out in 9 games. We don't play to the player's strength at all. We just don't. We don't play to the player's strength. We don't play to the player personnel. We just don't. We just put people in places because we feel as though it's right for them to do that. If their strong suit is to play left tackle and you put them at right, or you put them at left tackle and they play left guard, you're confusing the player's strength. Yeah, Patrick Graham's more into. Oh, I have to crack my back. But he's into the X's and O's. He's definitely into the X's and O's. So, for me, I think you feel like you have to be a little bit smarter. My thing with AP is his game decision making is not good. He's making the same mistakes over and over. He talked a lot in the offseason, but it seems to look bad on both sides. I mean, he's a rookie head coach. Like, what was our expectation, Dominic Favre? He's a rookie head coach. I think he's going to learn from it. But you got to understand the decisions that he makes because of the way our roster looks. Let's really get into it. The way our roster looks is probably the reason why he makes those decisions. I think the only thing AP really needs to learn how to do is game time management. That's the only thing that I think I have to critique AP. He's still learning how to game time manage in certain situations. Mind you, it's only 9 weeks. It's only 9 weeks. So he had that's why I feel like he's going to take that step next year. I think if he could fix this roster, him and Telesco can fix this roster with $100 million in cap space and drafting well. I think we can fix this roster, and he has to pick out next year. If he's here, he has to pick out the staff that he wants as your offensive coordinator. I feel like he's going to keep Patrick Graham. I just think the offensive coaches is something that he really has to go into detail and look at and see what actually fits what the Raiders can do. I haven't talked. What's going on, Alfredo? Me personally, I didn't think we was going to make the playoffs. Like like in the beginning of the year, I had a high ceiling and then I had a low ceiling. I always picked our low ceiling over our high ceiling. And the only reason why I think that the Raiders could make the playoffs because of the defense that we had going in, determining off of last year. That's why you do predictions, and sometimes the predictions don't turn the way you want to turn them when it comes to those predictions. So when it comes down to it, you got to be a little bit more smarter on things. I had a 9-8 barely missing the playoffs, and I was so wrong. See, that wasn't my expectations. I don't remember saying 9-8. That wasn't my expectation. I just feel like if we look at this roster top to bottom, we are not a 9-8 team. Even with Devontae Adams, we're not a 9-8 team because the quarterback position is iffy, and then we have the offensive line that stinks booty.
I'm coming in with children. Okay. Pumpkins are gonna go right over there by those posters.
Children.
I'm bringing in pumpkins and children
Teenagers.
Pumpkins and children.
for Fall Fest. Yep, beautiful, just like that. You can put it on the ground. And I'm gonna take this off with
Well,
my
I
bag.
might just leave my whole bag in here for a
Yeah,
few
leave your backpack because you guys are helping me with pumpkins.
So we're gonna be coming in here.
Could you hold the door for us?
You guys get
What, that door?
Wait.
It should be
Let's prop it.
it should be a brick out there where you should be able to prompt it.
Right.
What's wrong with the defense? The wrong thing with the defense that I have, nobody thought the Raiders would be last. I didn't think they was going to be successful either. But what I did think this. And people failed to realize this. I'm sorry, we had people walking in and out. I'm in the teacher's lounge. I was thinking 10 to 12 wins. I wasn't thinking that. I wasn't thinking double-digit wins. Not just yet. I wasn't thinking double-digit wins at all. What I was thinking was, I'm sorry, because, people are coming in and out. I am at work. I didn't think 10 to 12 wins. I didn't think that. Not the first year for AP really being a coach. But the problem with the defense is I think our linebacking core, outside of Robert Spillane, we are weak at the linebacker position. And I feel like we need to get younger on the defensive line. That's where I think the biggest issue is. Yeah, we went out and got Christian Wilkins, but Adam Butler and John Jenkins are 35 and 36 years old. It's time to get some younger players at the defensive tackle position. Yeah, we have Kuntz, which Kuntz is probably done for the rest of the year. He's still young. He's still out there. Max Crosby is out there as an edge rusher. Tyreek Wilson is still young. Chaseon and Snowden, there are some young there's some young players on the outside as far as like edge rushers and edge rushers / outside linebackers. But when it comes to the inside linebacking core, like Luke Masterson, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of Luke Masterson. Devon Diablo, I thought he was going to get traded yesterday. You need to win before Crosby wants to trade. Well, it's already put out there. It's already put out there that Max Crosby doesn't want to be traded, and Mark Davis put it out there that we're not trading him. So we can nip that in the bud. Max Crosby's not going to want to trade. He's just not.
You guys get cupcakes too. I need to get trash out of here.
How many pumpkins y'all have out there?
Got at least like 100.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh man. This is not a good roster overall. We overhype our players. I don't think we overhyped our players, but let me tell y'all something. Y'all said a lot of y'all wanted Malcolm Kuntz out of here. And he had a tremendous year last year. Not this season because he's hurt. But a lot of y'all wanted him out of here. Y'all wanted Malcolm Kuntz to be out. Y'all wanted him to get traded, released. And he did well. He did well. And I think talent. I think on the defensive side of the ball, we're just young and talented. Offensively, we stink. We brought in some old offensive linemen like Cody Whitehair, where he's past his prime. I want to bring in offensive linemen that's in their prime, that's still doing it at the best at their position with this $100 million in cap space. I want to bring in the best of the best in free agency, mixed with a good draft class. No. No, I can't say I can't safe to say Tyree Wilson is a bust. I can't call a player a bust after 2 years. I just can't. Well, he's only in his second year. So I can't call him a bust because that's the same thing y'all did with Malcolm Kuntz. That's the same thing y'all did with Malcolm Kuntz when he got in the game. Y'all thought that he was a bust and y'all wanted him out of here. You know what's funny though? Because this is what kills me about not True Dominic 5, but I'm just saying in general. This is what kills me. Y'all say a player is a bust, right? But then he goes to a different team and he thrives. You know, that's where I'm confused at. That's why I'm confused at, because I bet you he goes somewhere else and thrives. I'm just asking. I'm not calling him a bust. I'm just legit asking. No, I don't think he's a bust yet.
I know.
I don't think he's a bust yet.
Hi, Mr. D.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. But yeah, I don't think he's a bust yet. A player is not a bust. He just don't fit the scheme. Thank you, Anthony. Much said.
Are you on a meeting?
Huh?
Are you on a meeting?
No, I'm in a group chat. There's a live group chat.
Can I hand these to you, sweetie, to put down because I threw my back out and I can't actually bend?
How you do that?
Carrying the bags of soil in. Here, one more to put down for me. And then it was bothering me, but then I was okay. And then I bent over to pick something off my floor at home. And it's a mess. It's real bad.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say a player is not a Stop, y'all. Stop, y'all. Y'all play now. Y'all play too much. Be out. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's a colleague. Leave it alone. I got a few more minutes until I'm actually off here, so make sure y'all bring y'all questions in. But I don't think Tyree Wilson is a bust just yet. I just don't think so. He doesn't fit the scheme. We need a young mixed with the offensive line. Yeah, we do need young. We do need, players for the future, but we do need a mixture of veterans and young players.
No, it's because I've been the whole
We do need that.
It's because I've been such an old so
We do need a venture of veterans that can help the young players. Well, veterans that's in their prime, not veterans that's past their prime. If that makes sense. So at the end of the day, we need a mixture of, young and players that's in their prime. I think we need at least 2 veterans at each position that can help out the younger players. That's just my personal opinion. But I do want to see what these young cats have now, knowing that we're not winning any football games at the moment. I think that would be the best bet. To see what these young guys have now and see what potential that they have. Because sitting them on the sideline is not really showing and it's not really helping them, get any playing time and showcase. Little Fonzie, that's not the case, bro. That's not the case. That's not the case, bro. But I got a couple more minutes and then I can end this. So make sure y'all bring in y'all questions and let me know what y'all think, man. Bring in y'all questions. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about, this season, the off season. I would love to hear what y'all have to say. I know that I only do 30-minute lives in the morning, but hey, I try to be consistent, on this channel as much as possible. 20% at most winning any games this year. I don't want us to win any more games this year, honestly, BL. I want to be the number 1 overall pick. I don't want us to win any more games. I would love to see us give effort like we want to win, but do I want us to win? No. Who you want as your QB? Honestly, I really don't know because it's a lot of QBs coming out of college football. That's people saying Cam Ward, but if you want to look at proficiency, if you want to look at accuracy,
Next, pumpkins.
if you want to look at
Just the last of them. Just the last of them. You guys do it now.
I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss.
Let me see. You said let me see something.
Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. I do like Cam Ward, but I think Cam Ward, he hasn't really played any top 10 teams in college football right now. That's just me.
Okay. Thank you girls so much. I'm gonna walk you back outside because I'm not allowed to let you stay in here.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh, I don't. We don't know. We're not allowed to have it.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, we're not allowed to have it.
Yeah. See, I'm like, help me out here.
I can't even have it. So,
Here, my lovelies. Let me walk you out because people are working.
but yeah. So can't I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. I'm a big fan of Quinn Ewers from Texas. I like Cam Ward, but I want to see Cam Ward in a big time game, like a real big time game, like ranked team versus ranked team. I haven't seen him play any real true ranked teams this year at the University of Miami. See ya. I see you in a little bit. And some other quarterbacks that I do like. I mean, Shador Sanders, of course, I do like Shador, and But the thing about it is, getting a quarterback right now, what of our offensive line is going to look like if we get these quarterbacks, because they're going to need protection. They're going to need, wide receivers. I know we got Brock Bowers, but Brock Bowers is a tight end. We're going to need receivers, and Jacoby Myers is there, but we still need better receivers. We need a better number 2. We could have traded for Mike Williams, but we didn't. Mike Williams is going to Pittsburgh now. We didn't trade for Mike Williams, which I thought we could have, but we did. So yeah, fire AP or keep AP in 2025. I said we keep AP. We gotta grow with the growing pains. That's what we have to do. It's absolutely fine. The growing pains is what makes your team better. Something like you got a rookie head coach, you got a rookie head coach trying to build a staff, you got a new GM. I think it's just keep the coach there and let him build. You're not going to be a D'Amico Ryans of the world. You're not going to have that same type of stature of the coaches that he was. Now, you notice, you got to think about it, D'Amico Ryans became a defensive coordinator with the San Francisco 49ers. So he knew how to run a defense. You got to find a competent offensive coordinator to work with your defensive coordinator. So when it comes to that, I think you keep AP. Yes, I know he made some bad decisions, but hey, that's what happens. Everybody makes bad decisions. Everybody makes mistakes. He's a rookie head coach that never had a head coaching job in the NFL. We just can't keep firing head coaches and think it's just, putting a Band-Aid over it. No, we have to be consistent as a franchise, as an organization, from top to bottom. Firing AP does what for us right now? It puts us back another 10 years. So we have to roll with the punches with the coach that we have. I think we probably wouldn't have had AP if John Gruden never did what he did with those emails. I think John Gruden would still be the coach. I don't think we would have the Josh McDaniels era. I don't think we would have an AP era if John Gruden didn't do what he do with those emails. But, I mean, the Commanders threw him under the bus. That's another story in itself.
I used to be on the smart side.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Okay, now I can move. I feel like, yes. Oh, I hurt my back. I hurt my back earlier this week, and now I'm thinking of
I agree. We can't keep finding head coaches. You're right. Should we keep Patrick Graham or get Robert Slater as a defensive coordinator? Now that's a good question, Little Fonzie. That's a good question. Right now, Robert Slater is with the Green Bay Packers at the moment. I don't know if he's going to be there the rest of the year. That's a good question, though. That's definitely a good question. But if he's not,
So next
if
week,
he's
or
not
next Friday,
being
we're
with the
gonna
Green Bay
have, like,
Packers
company
going into
meeting.
the off season, then I will say, yeah, go get Robert Slayer. He's a better defensive coordinator than Patrick Graham. You know, and I think he knows how to evaluate players to their best ability. So yeah, I can see us going to get Robert Slayer, but it's really the biggest question: will he stay with the Packers or will he not? Good morning.
No,
No?
no, it is not.
No, it's not. You're
No,
right.
it's not. It's not a good morning. It's
Sorry.
definitely not a good morning.
What the fuck is with all the Trump signs
I'm
in
being.
Andorra?
Huh?
In Andorra. That's like Philadelphia. Why? I was ready to run them all over this morning.
And
Oh,
when I got off the bus yesterday, a lot of people just kicked the Trump
Yeah.
signs down and kept the Kamala ones up, but I
Yeah.
was just like, and then this morning I'm just like, bruh.
Well, I feel the need to go around and collect every single sign anyways because they're not going to be recycled properly.
Yeah.
But then I'm afraid someone's going to like come at me and be like, "You're removing all the Trump signs," but I'm going to be like, "I'm removing all of the signs."
Yeah.
Because I care about the earth,
Right.
and we're going to make sure the metal gets recycled and the plastic gets recycled
Right.
properly. You know?
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you see me out there today, you know.
And then you talking about the ones right across from the mall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I see you doing that, then somebody messes with you. I'm coming over there.
On Henry by the McDonald's.
Yeah, Henry and Cathedral. I'm
You
literally.
see me climbing up the pole to pull stuff down.
Cause I literally live down the street, so
Yeah, it's disgusting.
yeah, it's disgusting.
It's bad.
But that is it, Raider Nation. That is it. I usually do these morning lives with y'all, but you know, it's time to clock in. It's time to get this money. But thank you for all your questions. I'm really hoping that y'all come through and have a good day. You know, outside of the Raider Nation, the nation is just in shambles overall. So, with that being said, make sure y'all comment, y'all like, y'all subscribe.
Yes.
We greatly appreciate y'all, man. Any Raider news come out, I will upload it for y'all. Until then, we out.